As if you didn't know, GNR 95.5 KLOS. It's Melissa Maxx, and with me in the studio, Duff McKagan. You know him, you love him. GNR, Velvet Revolver, now Walking Papers.
Yep.
Thank you so much for being here. You're going to be here the entire hour. You've picked a bunch of stuff to play.
Too many,
Okay,
right?
no, never too many. I wish you could stay all day. But so I was just kind of thinking, out of all the Guns N' Roses songs in all the world, why'd you pick that one?
I have no, I was on coffee the other morning making a song list for KLOS, and I knew I should put a gun song. And My Michelle, you never hear on the radio, really. Maybe back in the day, but nowadays. And it's just a rockin'.
It is a pretty good song. I was also reading pretty good. That's me underselling it. I was reading your book, which, by the way, holy crap, your book is just like, wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You were talking about when that song first started, it was Slash actually kind of was a little faster in the riff, and it kind of
Right.
evolved. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, there was a lot of things like that, and My Michelle in particular. Like, we had so many riffs. That band, when the five guys came together, we just pieces and bits of riffs, and that riff was, I think it was a lot faster, and we loved the riff, and it was just kind of a puzzle that couldn't be cracked, and I think Axl came in one day and pissed Slash off, like, God damn, and Slash just laid into that heavy, like a quarter slow as it was, and
Light bulb
there
moment.
it was.
There it was.
There it was, yeah.
You're talking about pieces of puzzle coming together. You came from Seattle, and there was the Seattle music thing going on, and then there was, I feel like LA was kind of lost at that time, and you came here and you were kind of looking for your band. You didn't know exactly what it was, but you knew what you didn't want. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there was fragmented scenes in 1984. Even Seattle wasn't the Seattle scene that it became, and there was kind of punk rock, which kind of really gave a shot in the arm to rock and roll to us young kids. And so there was Motorhead, as a result, and even like the early Motley Crue was cool. It was almost like sweet, like mid-70s glam with punk in it, and but by 84, that first wave of punk rock had died, so there was a bunch of people our age, 19 and 20 years old, like, what's next? It's going to be on our shoulders. And I think, meeting Slash and Steven at Cantor's Deli, and going back to Slash's mom's house and him playing guitar, like I'd never heard a kid my age playing guitar. And meeting Izzy when he moved across the street from me in Hollywood, he got it. Like, looked like Johnny Thunders, and Axl, that voice, it was the first time we got in a room together, and he sang, two voices came out at once of this PA, and there's a name for that in musicology or whatever, but it was just really pretty amazing and pretty cool. Once that band got together, we didn't know, I don't think, that we were going to be as big as we became.
How could you know that?
How
could you?
The important thing to us, we were doing the music that we wanted to do, and it felt right to us, and we were writing the songs, and in our little tiny room, and going out and playing gigs. And at first, it was 2 and 3 people. Our girlfriend or and our best friend were coming to our shows, and it was just by 84, 85, the scene started to change, and we started playing more shows, and I think we just kind of created our own scene.
Now, you and Slash, if I remember correctly, you guys were the first two to hook up, and then Axl was the last to come on board?
Well, no, it's kind of convoluted, because Slash had actually played with Izzy and Axl before. They knew each other. So I just kind of stepped into this, these guys who had played with each other before, but weren't playing with each other anymore. So at first, it wasn't Slash and Steven weren't in the band that I got in. It was Izzy and Axl and 2 other guys. And then
I just seem to remember some story about a first meeting in Cantor's, and I'm trying to...
Yeah. So I met Slash aside. He was the first guy I really met. I met him out of an ad in the Recycler.
Because there wasn't Craigslist.
There wasn't,
right?
there
so
wasn't
you actually
the internet.
had to pick up a
There
paper.
wasn't cell phones. There wasn't fax machines. Yeah. So yeah, he was the first guy I met, and then Izzy. I think probably within the next week, everything happened pretty quick, in my memory. Izzy moved across the street from me in behind the Chinese theaters where I lived. And if you remember, I don't know if you remember, you don't remember, but in '84, Hollywood was a very interesting place. It was
Nice neighborhood, huh?
it was pretty awful. Like, the Olympics had left, and when the Olympics left, the cops left, and it was the Wild West.
Fun.
Yeah. If you're 19, if you're my age,
Right, and you want to be in rock and roll, it's fantastic.
you don't mind walking around with a baseball bat. Yeah.
All right, up next we're going to play, and I think people may be a little surprised. Up next, we're going to play the first song that you ever learned to play.
Oh, yeah.
Should we talk about that now, or should we talk about it after you play
Let's
it?
talk about it next.
Okay, we'll talk about that next. KLOS.
Car accident? Don't wait. Call 8. Selena and